Hey guys, this is Nodar aka Another TechTuber, and today, as you see, we have a new PC to build, and this is quite a special one because I don't know if you noticed, but all the boxes or the PC part boxes are quite tiny compared to normal PC parts. That is for a reason. By the way, this is the box for our case today, so I guess you know where this is going. And this alone should give you an idea of the kind of PC we're going to build today. And yes, this will be an SFF build or PC build, or as we call it, a small form factor PC build that will literally be more powerful than my own PC. Anyway, let's start by listing all the parts that we chose for this build. First of all, we have the CPU, which is going to be, I think, if I'm not mistaken, one or if not the most powerful gaming CPU on the market today, which is the Ryzen 7 7800X 3D. This is literally a beast. This is a 7th gen chip from AMD, which has the 3D V-Cache technology, and that's why its power consumption and performance is very, very good. For the motherboard, we went with the B650i Aorus Ultra from Gigabyte, which is quite a special motherboard because I'm sure you noticed the size of this thing. It's tiny. And even the box is bigger than the motherboard, so you will see later the size of this motherboard. We didn't choose this motherboard just for the size, and of course it comes with all the bells and whistles, like multiple M.2 slots with the latest gen, which is the PCI Express Gen 5, and great thermal performance when it comes to the VRMs, etc. etc. For the RAM, we got the Corsair Vengeance DDR5 64GB kit, which comes with 2 sticks, 30GB each, because simply this motherboard comes with 2 RAM slots. If we had 4 RAM slots, we could have gone with another kit that has like 16GB per stick, but we had no choice, so we got the 64GB, which will be kind of overkill, but not, because I didn't tell you, this PC will be for someone which is going to use it for mainly 3D stuff or 3D rendering, not really rendering, but 3D stuff, so it will be great. Also, it will be used for gaming, but mainly for 3D work. For the storage, we went with something quite a bit powerful, which is the Samsung 990 Pro, not the Evo, it's the Pro version, because this NVMe SSD has 4 terabytes plus the extra fast speeds. I think this goes to 7,450 megabytes or 7,450 megabytes per second. I don't know if that's read or write. That's read speed, so it will be perfect as a boot drive and extra storage. So 4 terabytes will be plenty for everything that you can wish for on a PC, like games, programs, etc. For the CPU cooler, we went with something a bit special, and I say special because it's kind of special or made for these kind of builds or small form factor builds, because it's kind of a tiny cooler with pretty high performance or pretty good performance, which is the Noctua NHL9X65. You will see later the shape of this cooler, and it will fit perfectly in our case and in our motherboard, because we don't have a lot of space in this motherboard. So we chose this cooler, which is one of the best coolers in this form factor. Of course, it's good, it's from Noctua. And we chose the Chromax black version because this PC will be kind of all black, so it will be better than brown and beige. For the power supply, we went a bit overkill this time with these from Cooler Master, which is the V1100 SFX, which has 1100 watts of power, and it is, I think, platinum rated. It's a tiny power supply made for SFX builds, which is an SFX power supply. I think there are SFXL power supplies which are a little bit bigger than this one, but we chose the tiniest version possible with the most watts, and 1100 watts is a bit overkill for this CPU and this GPU that we will see just right now. but I think that 1100 watts will be good for future upgrades. So this is the only version that I found. I didn't find something like with 900 or 850 watts, so I went with this directly. This power supply also is modular, which will be great for cable management, especially in little or small cases like the case that we're going to use with this build. So I think this was a big option, especially for a build like this. What do we have left? We have GPU, which I'm sure you noticed with this little logo here, which is the 4080 or the RTX 4080 Super, which I can proudly say it's maybe the second most powerful GPU in the market right now. 4080, I think the GPU that is a bit more powerful than this is the 4090, but it's like double the speed or double the price, so I went with the 4080 for a better like price to performance ratio. And this is the Asus ProArt version, and we didn't choose this version just like that. Chose this version because it's the slimmest 4080 Super in the market, and we will need that in this build because we don't have much space to work with. So we went with the slimmest and most powerful GPU that we can get, which is the 4080 Super from Asus ProArt. And the Asus ProArt line of products from Asus is made for professionals which work like with 3D and artistic stuff, which this PC will be dedicated to 3D work, so falls in a good spot. That's much better. And lastly, we have the case that we are going to use in this build, which is like the pièce de résistance of this build. It's quite an aesthetic build. When it's an SFX build, we will make sure that it is an aesthetic build. So I'm sure that you will like this case because I personally love this case, and it's my first time building in this one. So I hope it goes well. As you see, it's getting tinier and tinier by the minute. Now we will have the big reveal. This is the Fractal Terra case, which is like you see, a tiny case and a very, very aesthetic and very aesthetically pleasing case, which I chose specifically for this build. And if all my calculations are right, I think I can fit all of the hardware that we saw earlier in this little beast. So I hope we will be able to do that. And let's start building. So here is the final result of our build, and the least I can say about this PC is that it is a beast. It's tiny, it's beautiful, and most importantly, it doesn't have a hint of RGB anywhere. All black, baby. I really enjoyed building this PC, and it was much easier than I thought it would be. Like, you have to cram some things down the case and the cables are a little bit tight, but apart from that, it was a piece of cake. And I think choosing an SFX power supply really helped, because we got a lot of space to work with, especially when plugged the cables before putting the power supply in the case, but it was much easier to plug other cables in the motherboard, etc. And I think that for a case like this, or a case like this exactly, like for the Fractal Terra, I really recommend an SFX power supply, although it takes the SFX-L format of power supplies, but I really recommend the SFX format for more space and easier builds. And the thing that shocked me the most about this PC is the temperatures, especially from the CPU side, because I was going to say that this isn't the most optimal way to cool a CPU this powerful. Like, we have a tiny CPU cooler, which it isn't. Like, I would prefer putting in 360mm AIO on a CPU like this, but Noctua, or this cooler in particular, had other things to say to me. These little beasts never cease to surprise me. When I stress tested the CPU, the maximum temperature I got was, I think, 89 degrees Celsius, which is not great, but for a CPU this size, it's very acceptable. As for the GPU, after 30 minutes or so of 100% usage in Furmark, the temperatures didn't exceed 75 degrees, which is not surprising for an ASUS card, especially the ProArt card. Generally, all the ASUS GPUs are well cooled. Although I had some problems with the memory speeds with the original BIOS version that was on this motherboard. Basically, I couldn't enable XMP without the PC crashing or boot looping. But after a not so quick BIOS update to the latest version, all the problems were solved. As for the noise levels, in general, small form factor PCs are very quiet, especially if you put like high quality Noctua fans or Arctic fans on them, but here we have a little problem. I saw this problem emerge in all the Fractal Terra build videos that I saw on YouTube, so this is a general issue, not just in this PC build. The cutout pattern on the side panel, as you see here, plus the CPU cooler that is very close or stuck to this pattern from the CPU side, not from the GPU side, will cause a whine problem, or like a small fan noise, and that is basically caused by the big amount of air sucked in by the CPU cooler or the CPU cooler fan, and it will cause a little bit of a noise, as you will listen to it now. It's not super noisy, but you can definitely hear it, especially if the CPU cooler ramps a bit, if the temperatures are a bit high, but it's still a little problem with this case. As for the gaming performance of this PC, do I really need to tell you what this PC can do in this regard? Really? So I went ahead and tried to push this PC to its limits to see if the temps are acceptable. And the first thing I tried is Furmark, which is a GPU benchmarking tool, which can also stress test the CPU. I noticed that not a lot of people know this. The GPU, as expected, didn't even reach 75 degrees Celsius with full throttle on a 4K render. This is not a surprise for me. This thing is made for 3D rendering and gaming at 4K. As for the CPU, the temps weren't the best, but not bad at all if we take the size of the cooler in consideration. The temperatures didn't go above 88 degrees Celsius at full throttle, 100% utilization of all 16 cores at once. And honestly, for an air-cooled 7800X 3D in a small form factor build, it's a win in my book. And I know, don't worry, I didn't forget to benchmark this beast of a PC in some AAA games, so you can see how it rips through them. And of course, all the following results will be in 4K resolution. Yes, baby. First up, we have Cyberpunk 2077, known for its stunning visuals and demanding graphics. In native 4K, we achieved an average of 57 frames per second, which is very playable in this kind of games. And remember, this is on max graphics settings. But with DLSS set to quality mode, the performance jumps significantly to an impressive 85 frames per second. Next, let's look at Ghost of Tsushima, which is a recently released game on PC. This game also delivers an exceptional experience with its beautiful landscapes and fluid combat. In native 4K, Ghost of Tsushima runs at an average of 64 frames per second, also with all the settings maxed out. Switching to DLSS quality mode boosts the performance to 89 frames per second, ensuring a very smooth and responsive gameplay experience. And finally, we finish it off with CS2, which is an FPS game or a first-person shooter, known for its fast-paced action. At 4K with max settings, CS2 delivered an incredible 310 frames per second, providing the ultimate competitive edge. Sure, it's not a very demanding game, but if you're playing competitively, you will definitely need those 300 frames per second, of course, if you have the screen to display them. So this was today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to see more or future videos in this channel about PC builds or tech in general. This was Nodar, and I will see you in the next one.